unfulfilled promises, apologies, and what lies ahead for the future of this channel on this episode of The First Branch. I have to start out this episode with an apology. I made a promise to two of my friends, as well as our faithful viewers, to take on a social topic. I'm not going to be able to fulfill that promise. Not because I'm unfamiliar with the topic that I had chosen, but because of why we started this channel in the first place. But before we go back and discuss why we started this program in the first place, let me give you some background on what this show was going to even be about. So with all the interest on social media concerning feminism, rape culture, pay gaps, and the like, I had some friends approach me and ask my opinion on toxic masculinity and rape culture. I expressed my views, and they thought that I should do a show on the subject. So this past week, I set out to put pen to paper and developed the talking points for the show. And after I had the outline completed, I sat down at my computer to type up the script for that episode. And I had completed the script and then reread the entire thing. And what jumped out at me was that there was no solution to this problem that existed outside of personal accountability. I mean, we already have laws that punish unacceptable behavior. If you think harsher punishments are the answer, then communicate this with your lawmakers. However, adding additional laws that restrict unrelated behaviors simply based on gender is absolutely ridiculous. We have already reached a legal saturation point with the amount of laws that make criminals out of honest citizens. I have an entire chapter devoted to this topic in my book. It's available on Amazon, and I'll post the link in the description below as I've done in previous episodes. And since there's no responsible way to legislate masculine behavior out of existence, there's no reason for us to take on this topic. I mean, we started this channel as a political problem-solving community, with the sole purpose of getting the American public to engage with their congressperson. No other show on social media or any mainstream media outlet is out there publishing conservative legislation to be shared with their representatives or their senators. I mean, look at companies like The Daily Wire, One American News, Breitbart, Turning Point USA, The Blaze, or any of the other conservative news outlets. Have they created any changes for the betterment of our country or the conservative movement? And please do not tell me, well, we got Trump elected, because my response will be the same now as it has been in episodes past. It took a man with dementia and a pen just 72 hours to undo 90% of Trump's executive orders. So no, there have been no long-term changes and no reversal of the leftist socialist agenda because of the conservative political pundit movement in America. I mean, a lot of capitalists have gotten rich by selling Coffee of the Month or Mug of the Month club memberships. And my favorite is the hero of all heroes, Representative Dan Crenshaw's post on Twitter and Facebook telling his followers to order his hat with his face embroidered in red, white, and blue in order to ensure America remains free. I mean, Dan, did you ever think that that's what you get paid that $173,000 a year for? We're already paying you to help keep America free by submitting conservative legislation and preventing socialist laws from being enacted. I don't have to buy a hat from you to ensure that you do your job. So that is why this channel doesn't look like their channels. Our studios don't look like their studios. And it's why they refused all of our requests, even after offering pretty lucrative payouts to appear on our show. We are genuine conservatives building conservative legislation that will restore America to its fundamental values. So we're not going to take on social topics. And why? Because social topics are only going to be resolved by personal accountability. So, in my own personal and professional relationships, I will exercise restraint where I need to, wisdom in the situations I find myself in, and I'll exercise the authority where I'm granted it. So we here at the First Branch are just going to lead by example when it comes to social topics, so that our focus will remain on writing and publishing political solutions that actually bring about change that improve each and every American's way of life, all the while grounding these solutions in the laws of nature and nature's God, all to the honor and glory of our Savior, Jesus Christ. So in the spirit of conservative problem solving, we here at the First Branch will not be airing any new episodes until the 1st of October. And there's a good reason for this. We are setting our sights on rewriting the entire U.S. tax structure. I know what you must be thinking. Who are you to think you have what it takes to rewrite our country's entire tax structure? Well, at my core, I'm an American. And that's where my authority comes from. I have the desire to see the reduction in the power our federal government wields. That's where my motivation comes from. And since the only thing that the opposition can do to me that someone else hasn't already done at least once is kill me, that's where my courage comes from. As for the academics, well, I am a pretty smart guy, and I'm sure I can learn it. And just look at those that are currently in Congress. I certainly can't do any worse than they're doing right now. So for the next 2 months, that's our focus here. And just as a bit of transparency, the principle that we're going to be operating off of is the shared percentage rule. I'm excited to see just how all this stuff shakes out. And also, we're going to have a very important announcement to air on that show as well. So stay tuned. There's some exciting things coming down the pipe. So until next time, have a great couple of months, America, and God bless.